Hey everyone, this is Frank from Bayview Entertainment. I'm here with Tom Ryan of Theater of Terror. So how are you today?
I'm doing good, Frank. How are you?
Your movie's coming out for us at least next month.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about how you got started in directing.
Oh wow, it's a long story, but I'll try to make it brief. A friend of mine was doing a web series called Dead Road, directed by the name of Corrado Gadaletta, and I saw some of it on the internet, and I said, "Wow, this is great. Well, you know what these guys could do these days." I've always wanted to be a director as a kid. Went to media arts in college. In 2012, I started shooting and released my first film called Day 9. It was a zombie apocalypse film. It was a short film, about 30 minutes long. You know, that was it. The ball was rolling at that point. I just never stopped making films.
What is it about like horror films that you're super interested in?
You know, horror films are so much fun. I mean, I grew up on them. I grew up in a great era of horror where, you know, as kids we were still growing up watching Universal monster movies, but there was also so much great stuff from the 70s and 80s that had kind of come out. But horror for me is fun because, like I said, you could have great acting in a horror film while having some really scary moments and some comedic moments, and you know, so there's so many different things you could explore with it. Your hands just don't feel like they're tied when you're doing horror movies. That's what I love about it.
In Theater of Terror, you have about 4 different movies into one movie, basically.
Yeah.
How did you go about thinking of that idea?
So that's like a classic anthology format. I'm heavily inspired by The Twilight Zone, The Outer Limits, Creepshow, Tales from the Dark Side, Night Gallery. I grew up watching a lot of those classic anthologies. And I think it was after I completed my feature film, Faces, it took us about, it took us about 17 days to shoot, but that was over the course of about a year and a half. It's just a lot of work poured into making a feature film and a lot of, you know, dedication to it. And when it came time to make another film, I wanted to do another feature, but I had so many different stories I wanted to tell, and I didn't really want to get bogged down in just one set of characters and one plot. And so the idea of an anthology was born, and so we started kicking around some of these ideas that we had and came up with 4 really strong short stories that I felt would be a lot of fun to just kind of put together in an anthology format. And then of course the Theater of Terror the Theater of Terror is our production company, but then we thought it would be kind of cool to translate that into The Theater of Terror, which the anthology takes place in this old movie house that's kind of closed down and abandoned, and we thought that'd be just a great creepy idea. We actually held the premiere for the movie in January of 2019 at the Lowe's, yeah. So it was kind of surreal for all the fans too, who said, you know, it was great watching the film and being in the theater that the film takes place in, so it was a cool experience for all of them, yeah.
Tell me more about each short story.
You know, it's funny. So the first short story that really came to life in that one was the second story in the film. It's called The Bookworm, and our producer Russell Hackett had written a short treatment of the bookworm, basically, and he sent it to me. And I really liked the story, and I just felt we needed some more characters. We needed to flesh it out a little bit. So I did a screenplay for it, and I sent it to him, and he really liked the way that we developed it and the way I developed his character and expanded on it. And we started there. That was our starting point. So that was basically our creature feature of the bunch. I also wanted to do a sci-fi entry, and that led to me writing Abducted, which is about an alien landing. I always wanted to do a werewolf film, and that's where we came up with Endangered. And then I wanted to do something with the creepy doll genre, but not so much in the sense of creating another Chucky or Annabelle type, but just something to kind of do without giving away the plot of The Gift. It was just something to kind of do with just this kind of bizarre little doll. And I just wanted to touch on that subject, and that's kind of where we got the stories from.
What is something that's going to draw the audience to want to watch your film?
Yeah, well, there's a variety. I mean, I think there's something for everybody in the Theater of Terror. We have a ton of great characters in the film. The locations are awesome. And what's really great about the Theater of Terror is that you get to see what an independent horror filmmaker can do with a very low budget, but a lot of energy and a lot of effort. People think that it takes millions of dollars to make a good movie, and it doesn't. Millions of dollars helps. It helps you get access to a ton of stuff, resources that we don't have access to. But if you really put your mind to it, the Theater of Terror is really just, to me, it's just a great tip of the hat to what you could do with creativity, people with tons of energy, tons of great ideas and a vision.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you guys want to check out this movie, it's actually coming out February 2020 from Bayview Entertainment. Theater of Terror is the name. Please check it out. It's available on Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, so many places. Definitely worth checking out. Thank you so much.
Check us out. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate
Awesome.
that.